Welcome to Go All In Show on ABC 15, brought to you by Go All In Media. I am your host, Stant. Go All In Show provides the best life transformational stories that will help inspire and improve your personal growth from mind, body, soul, entrepreneurship, and work productivities. Are you ready to go all in to achieve your dream today? Let's go! I'm just a regular person like you who is trying to walk every day of my life with a great intention. Why are you letting your fears keeping you from your destiny? I am a big believer that the moment you decide to go all in, your journey begins. I came from the third world country of Thailand, from the lower middle class family. Didn't have any MBA, didn't go to any business school. When you allow yourself to commit to your goals, and you fail, you're showing the strength, not the weakness. I was a yoga teacher teaching 5 to 6 different studios a day. Didn't even have time to have dinner with my kids. I was so depressed. Couldn't even pay bills. Had a lot of debts. I was stuck. So at that moment when I feel sick and tired of being sick and tired, I start to take the action. When you allow yourself to go all in, the world starts to behave differently. And that moment has totally changed what I think, changed the energy inside me. So I'm going to teach you how to retrain your mind and your body for success. It's time to start now, and we will show you how in this Go All In TV course. Hi everyone, my name is Stant. Welcome to Go All In TV. Today I have a special guest with me here, Gary Charlson. Thank you so much, Gary, for coming here and being here with us.
Neem, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Gary is the tech guru from the 80s and the 90s. So tell us a little bit more about that, Gary.
Wow, yeah. Well, gosh, in 1983, it really all started. 1983, that's when nobody had computers, nobody had software, businesses weren't automated.
Okay.
And I just had the opportunity to see the emergence of many microcomputers and custom software development, and had an opportunity to get involved in that industry. And after a short period of time with a tech company, small tech company working out of a house in Seattle, 6 months later, started my own company out of my little house in Bellevue, Washington.
Wait, how old were you?
Oh my word. Yeah. 24, 25.
You were 24, 25,
Yeah.
and you start your own company from your home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep
You wanna
going.
know more about the humble beginnings?
Yeah, keep going, Gary.
Wow. Yeah, really, truly. I started with $900 in the bank in 1983.
Okay.
And, you know, I said, this is a great opportunity. See, I saw the trend developing.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about mini and microcomputers or custom software development, but one of the keys for me was I saw a friend of mine having great success in this particular arena of technology. And he opened a door for me. He was influential. And he said, why don't you come and interview for our company? And I did.
Yes.
And they hired me.
Okay.
And within short order, I was like breaking all their sales records, not really knowing much of anything. And
Wow.
90 days into it, I thought to myself, you know, maybe I could do this on my own, right?
So you quit?
I stayed around another 3 months. And after 6 months, I felt that I knew enough to be able to do something with this.
Right.
And I didn't know everything, but I felt I knew enough. And I launched out with really no money and started out of the back bedroom of my rental house.
Where you live with your parent at that time?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I had a rental house in
Just like
Bellevue.
from your everything, that your idea, and then it just like become the company.
I stepped out on faith, totally on faith, and believed in myself, believed in the market and the industry that was
Right.
developing. And I said, you know, this is my opportunity. This is my shot. Because to be honest with you, I was really tired of struggling and being broke.
Right.
And I saw other people having great success in this marketplace. And as it was emerging, and I said, you know, maybe I could get a piece of this for me. And that's how it started.
And then what happened after that?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So you have the
Well, you know, mentorship was
Okay.
really important. I had a good friend of mine at my church who was very successful in business, a multi-millionaire, and big giver of his time, his talents, and his money to so many causes. And I went to him and I said, you know, I've got this business, I've got this idea. And he asked me 3 questions about my product. He says, how much is your product? What is your profit margin from cost to sell?
Yeah.
And how often do your customers repeat the orders? And the answer to those 3 questions gave him and me an idea of a track to run on.
Sure.
And he said, you know, Gary, he says, if you want to have the finances in order, to not have to think about going back to a job,
Yeah.
you've got to have 100 customers based on this economic dynamic. You have to have 100 customers as quickly as you can get them.
Okay. Okay.
And 5 months later, all by myself,
Really?
had 100 customers. What I did, you know how some people have a dream board?
Yes.
I had a checkerboard
Yes.
with 100 squares on it.
Okay.
And I put it right in front of my desk.
Okay.
And every time I'd get a new customer, I'd check off a box.
Gary, this is what I'm gonna do today when I get home. to make the 100, squares
Yeah.
and fill it up with the name.
5 months later, I hit the 100 square.
Wow.
And the economics of it, I started out with nothing, but the economics of it continued to increase, month after month. And I was just like in awe, really. And I just kept at it. And you've got to be willing to put in the time. I never thought about going and getting a job part-time
Yes.
and do this. I said, no.
You go all in.
I was all in, totally all in. And after 2 years of literally working 18 to 20 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Okay, I was gonna ask you,
yeah.
so 18 to 20 hours a day.
Yep.
6 days a week, you said? Yes.
Yeah, for at least the first 2 years. That's
Yes.
that's what it took, because
Yes.
it was just me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're talking 1983. There was no internet, and I had one phone. It was red, but it had call waiting, so it was really cool.
This is fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. So
I
what?
called it the hotline.
Yeah. Gary, the theme for this interview, our conversation today, is about creativity and the connection. Because based on our conversation the other day, I just so fascinating at what you said. You said if you meet with the right person at the right time, at that right place, right? And you just need one person to open up the door, open up the gate. And you met your mentor from church, right? And he just helped you open up the door.
Yeah, you know, have you ever been invited to an event or a social event or a networking event, and you get home and you're really tired, it's been a long day, and you think, oh, you know, I'm not going to go.
Yes. Well, that's a lot of people.
But then you make the decision to go.
Yes.
And then you come back and you're glad you went.
Yes.
And had you not gone, you may not have, and used your tiredness or long day as your excuse to not go.
Sure.
You could have missed a great opportunity, and you could have missed meeting somebody who could have been significantly influential in your path and in your journey.
Yes.
That's the way I look at opportunities, right? Oh, I'm telling you, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So how can the viewers, the audience right here who's watching and listening to us, how can they know who is the right person and how to find them, Gary?
Well, you know, sometimes there's trial and error, right?
Yes.
And but gut feeling, and listen to that little voice that's talking to you, the positive one that's uplifting and wanting to help motivate you, right? And if you have a question mark, or if there's a real, I'm not really sure, maybe get together with that individual for coffee.
Sure.
I did that many times with people. See, I had a concept and an idea, but it was important for me to put myself in a place
into the situation
where the people were that could potentially help me get to where I wanted to go.
So first you need to know what you want.
Yep.
And then where they're at.
Yep.
And then put yourself in that situation.
It could be a seminar. I can't tell you how many seminars I've been to over the years. I mean, so many, I couldn't even tell you how many.
Yes.
And listening to all these leaders and speakers and successful people. And when I got involved in the tech world, I started going to the seminars. I started registering for events and things that Microsoft was doing, and and getting proactive and being in that environment, and meeting people. I became a business card collector in a major way. And see, we didn't have internet back then, so there was no email.
Okay.
But I became a business card collector, and still today, it's a good thing to do. You go to events, you walk away with a lot of business cards. You know who they are, what they do, and how to contact them. So you can initiate post-conversation with those individuals ongoing. And what I discovered was, the more successful the people were that I was approaching, the more approachable they were.
Yeah, they're more helpful. They're very helpful.
It was amazing. I always thought, oh man, you know, they'll never want to meet with me or talk with me or whatever.
Yeah.
Who am I, right?
Yeah.
Totally the opposite. Completely the opposite I experienced.
Hey Gary, you are where you're at right now. If you can give your 24 years old young self and some 3 pieces of advice, what is it going to be?
Focus.
Okay.
Focus. Stay focused on the journey and the mission, and don't let distractions sidetrack you. Because what I discovered too was, anytime you're going to go out to try to achieve anything of significance in life, there will always, 100% of the time, be some sort of distraction that's going to come into your life from somewhere or someone that could derail you or sidetrack you. You've got to stay focused. You've got to have tunnel vision on the mission and the goal of what you want to achieve. And if you have an economic goal that you need to achieve, then you need to know your numbers, right? And that's where the mentorship can come in, right? And as to what you need to do to accomplish that goal. And, you know, I had somebody say this to me one time: the more no's you get, that means you're getting closer to a lot of yeses. And
Gary, repeat one more time, please. The more no?
The more no's that you get, you're closer to more yeses. In other words, you have more experience, you have more wisdom, you have more knowledge developing up here and in here for your future as you progress. And as you develop in personal development, I'm a major reader as well.
Yeah.
Personal development and all of that sort of thing has been a big part of my life over the years because, listen, I'll tell you how I started. I went from selling cars to selling shoes to being a surfer dude in Hawaii for 3 years. Moving back to Seattle, not knowing what I was going to do, and got a phone call from a friend who said, why don't you come interview for our company? That one phone call and that one yes changed my life.
Right.
I had no clue what I was getting involved with. I just knew he was already successful. And I said, wow, if I could piggyback on him,
Yes.
maybe I can glean some of that. Some of that can rub off on me, right? It's exactly what happened.
So don't be afraid when you get the no, right? Don't be afraid if, things not work out yet, or, people rejecting you. Just like last interview with Dr. Nancy, we were talking about being patient, right? Being patient in the process too.
Yeah, and the more you're connecting with people in the market space, or if you're just making sales calls or canvassing an area, have a goal. In fact, when I started, I said to myself, I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to get a sale today, or at least the process of a sale. That was my goal every single day. And then I had an epiphany in business. How could I multiply what I'm doing? How could I do time compression? In other words, achieve more in a shorter period of time.
Yes.
That is a major secret of the successful people in business today. They've learned how does somebody make $1 million a year, and they started with $900.
Right.
See, I had to put in all the time, 20 hours a day for 2 years. I didn't have time compression.
Sure.
I just was putting in the time.
Yeah.
But at some point, the increase started to happen. But I said, if I have to go out and knock on all the doors myself to get that
it's
increase,
not going to be 100.
I don't have time compression. I have a lot of time being used, and my life is going out there just doing the job. What I discovered was the franchise world.
Yeah.
And in the tech world back then, I became part of being an automation specialist with a lot of major franchises that were emerging in the 80s. And I met one person. One yes can change your life. The yes I said to my friend who called me and said, come in the interview, the one yes that this franchise president said to me, he says, we'd like to have you be our automation specialist in the Pacific Northwest as we grow. The good job we did for them, moved into LA, moved into San Francisco. Then all of a sudden, in 10 months, we had the whole West Coast. I wasn't knocking on doors anymore. They were calling me. They were contacting my company. We developed a system for them to come to us. That's time compression.
It's amazing.
And then, because of these 3 regions of the franchise, we were doing a great job for them. They put in a good word at corporate.
Yeah.
Corporate contacted me and said, how quick can you come to the corporate office? We'd like to have a meeting with you. I went up there, I said, I'll be there tomorrow. I got in my car, drove 6 hours, got to their corporate office. In a 20-minute meeting, they said, we're having our national conference in about 3 months. And I looked at her and I said, would you like us to be there? And she said, absolutely. And in that one moment, that was that yes, that changed everything.
Sure.
We went from just being on the West Coast to having the entire franchise.
Wow.
1,200 locations at that time.
Wow.
I mean, like that. So I went through the 2 years of diligence and hard work and the times of going, man, this is how long is this going to go on? and because of people I met and different ideas of developing the business, I was able to have that epiphany of the franchise world and being able to carve out a niche in the automation world with the automation advancements in the 80s and 90s with franchises. And we really became a franchise king in that space.
This is amazing, Gary. I love and I can listen to you all day. But what is the exciting project that you are doing right now, and how can people reach out to you, and how can you supporting them? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, wow. Well, you know, I've kept my fingers in the technology world my whole life since being in business. And about 5 years ago, I was invited to see a demonstration of for me, it was a new technology, a body contouring laser technology, right? Mm-hmm. And I really knew nothing about it. And my friend up in Seattle said, would you go and check out this demonstration and let me know what you think? And I went to this clinic in Tempe and said, you know, I saw the model come in and they put this laser paddles on her, and I'm very visual. And so when she got done with her 15 or 20 minute treatment and she got off the treatment table, I about fell off my chair. I mean, she had like shrunk like amazing in the stomach area. It was very visible. And I said, if this is for real, I have to figure this out. Is there a way that I could have a piece of this market space, right? It was almost like deja vu of 1983 again. Right? And so I went up and talked to the person that was giving the demo. That following week, I called the company that manufactured that laser system, had a conversation with them. And from there, we developed our own technology, our body contouring laser system. But we said, we don't want to be like them. We don't want to be like everybody else. Sure. I said, I want what they have, but we need to improve it.
Yes, even better.
And we did. And it's been amazing. And now we've included, we just came out with our 3rd generation in 5 years. So we're research and development. We don't just come out with something and say, hey, here it is. Right. We want to continually improve upon it. So what we did was we now have 3 lasers, but now our system is a computer. It's not a plug and play and the same for every body. It can be adjusted to the needs of each individual body and reduce the fat and the body contouring necessary for that individual. That's revolutionary.
Yes.
So, plus we have infrared, which is, now this is really big from a therapeutic value and what we can give back to people. The visceral fat in the body that surrounds the muscle tissue is the danger fat. Yeah. That's what causes all your health problems, your diabetes, your heart problems, your high blood pressure, and the list goes on and on. By the reduction of the visceral fat, and our infrared lasers can reach the visceral fat and melt the visceral fat, improving health risks in the individuals, right? So we're providing advanced therapeutic values, totally painless, non-invasive, no side effects, and no kidding, in 20 minutes you can lose up to 2 inches of body fat. Wow. No other system in the market has that ability. So we had the luxury of evaluating all the players in the market, see? And so when we developed what we have, it was springboarded from what has already been out there. And how can we make it better and improve it? It's exactly what we've done.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Where is the offices?
Well, here in the Valley, there's 2 locations headed up by Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine. And I think if you and she's in Scottsdale, 2 locations, one off of Bell and Tatum and the other one up by McDowell Mountain Ranch Road. So if you just Googled Dr. Nancy or Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, you would be able to find exactly where the locations are.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And guys, just take advantage of the technology and the work and the research that you know, and your company have been like put into it. This is amazing, and we all can be healthier too, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. I was the guinea pig. See, I was 265 pounds at 6'4". Now I'm 225. I've lost 6 inches around the middle and lost about 40 pounds.
Well, that's good to hear that you're the one like who using it too, not just like doing it to other people. That's awesome.
It's amazing. It truly is. We have one teacher here in town who lost 14 inches and 60 pounds in a matter of weeks. So when she went back to her school, they literally did not recognize her.
Right?
That was amazing.
I bet she feels so good though.
Oh, what a blessing. I mean,
Right?
totally a blessing. It is a blessing to people, and it's so affordable, you know, compared to so many other, like liposuction and things like that.
Yeah.
This is something that is therapeutic and brings health benefits to everybody.
So bring it back before we wrapped it up, Gary. What else you haven't done in your life, and what do you want to do from now on? You know, like I always say, my theme of my life is to leave the legacy.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, wow, legacy. Where do I go from here? Well, I sold my interest in my tech company in 1998, and so I was under 40 when I did that, and I officially retired for the first time.
Sure.
And then really spent the time with my two boys, and that's my legacy, is my two boys, and now my grandchildren. I have two grandsons, and so, you know, I helped put my two boys through college, and they're doing very well. My grandkids are doing great, and so from a business perspective, though, I would really like to be able to get our product continually advanced from a technological perspective, not stop and rest where we are,
Sure.
but have it recognized on a national and international basis, which we're about to actually experience
Yeah.
through some contracts we've recently agreed to with national distribution. So personally speaking, give back, give back, give back, right?
Yeah.
Time, talents, finances into areas that are of importance. You know, one of the things we did last year was reach out to the homeless and the veterans in the community when COVID hit, and provided free testing
Yeah.
to the veterans and the homeless in the community, and working with some celebrities in the community to help make that happen. So it's never been all about me. It's always
Yeah.
been about the other people and
Yeah.
how we can bless other people, give back to other people. You know, give and it shall be given back to you. That's what you've got to remember. Always in business and personally speaking, give of yourself first, and not always with expectation of return,
Sure.
but just be a giver. Be
Yeah.
a giver. God's blessed you with talents and abilities, many of which you may not even know that you have yet.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to take the steps and go through the process, you will discover things that you don't even know right now. It's amazing.
Gary, it's my honor for you to be here. Thank you so much for being
Thank you.
here. Thank you so much, Gary, and we'll talk to you again.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching Go All In Show here on ABC 15. If you have a story that you know it will impact more people, and if you have a dream to write a book and become a #1 best-selling author, we would love to connect with you. Reach out to us here at info@goallin.tv, or check out our Rockstar Academy bestseller intensive program at nimstan.com/the Rockstar Academy. Stop calling it a dream. It's time to call it a plan. It's your turn to share your story to the world and become the #1 best-selling author. I will see you here at Go All In Show next time.